I basically crocheted nothing this last quarter, is what I thought I was going to tell y'all. But then I went through everything I made and I actually have a good number of items. So we're gonna go through everything I crocheted. I'll also give an update on my resolutions. Yeah, we're gonna see how the progress went on those, because yeah, what you'll see when we get there. All right, so everything I have crocheted in July, August, and September of 2025 in no particular order. First up, I made 4 different headbands. There's 2 different styles and I made 2 in each, 1 in each color. I think they turned out so pretty. This is using my Hobie cotton yarn that I got a while back. I've really been wanting to use it. Finally found a project that I felt inspired to make. So I made 2 like this and 2 in this style. And these ones, instead of doing a tie strap, I gave them an elastic hairband just for a little bit of extra stretch and security when I wear them. If you want to make any of these, I have tutorials for both designs. I am so excited to have these done in time for fall. I'm loving the weather outside. It's been so nice. And you can make these in like pretty oranges or different shades of green, and they'd be perfect for any fall outfit. So I'm excited to use these. Then I crocheted 5 reusable water balloons. I have a video tutorial from way back when, but the quality wasn't so great, and I've gotten some new filming equipment. I'm playing around with a different setup for my tutorials, and so I wanted to refilm that tutorial with just better quality and clearer instructions. So very late in the summer, when nobody's going outside and playing with water balloons, I got these done. I'm gonna send these to some friends so their kids can play with them, but I guess they won't play with them until next summer. Then this. Okay, I'm pretty stoked about this one. I know that it's pink. That was the yarn I had on hand to use and to play around with. But this is a gingerbread house. And here's what I'm working on. I am working on a tutorial on how to make this. And the idea is you crochet the gingerbread house and then decorate it however you want. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm gonna save decorating mine for later in the season once we get closer to Christmas. And I might try to decorate one of these with a friend, like send her one and we do a little like decorating party together. But this is my prototype. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I love the texture on the roof. Also, please forgive my really horrible looking manicure right now. There's a reason I don't wear nail polish, and it's because I'm too hard on my fingernails and it doesn't stay on. But anyways, I love the texture of the roof. I gotta work on assembly. The assembly was a little challenging and I need to make it more streamlined, but hopefully y'all will be seeing a tutorial for this later on in the year. Then y'all know that I've been getting back into bead crochet lately. Yeah, I went and bought more beads, and I had someone in the comments when I was asking in another video about what else I should do as far as bead crochet goes. They mentioned beaded amigurumi. Oh my gosh, I have wanted to try that for so long. And I played around with it and I made a little turtle. I can't say that it turned out as good as I might have hoped. I did follow a pattern that was just a normal amigurumi pattern, not specific for bead crochet, and then kind of adapted it for bead crochet. So that's definitely part of it. But I just wanted something really small. And if nothing else, I think it's got some character and spunk to it. Now we're getting to the end. I have 2 little pink dolls, and one of these I crocheted while looking and the other I crocheted blindfolded. Very interesting process. If you want to go check out that video, I'll link to that as well. I was pretty thrilled with myself. It went a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I felt very accomplished afterwards. It's fascinating to me the way that the brain and the body develop muscle memory. That is not to say it wasn't challenging, because yeah, there were some moments. Go check out the video and you'll know what I'm talking about. What am I going to do with these? I don't know. I kind of feel like I should make some clothes for them or give them accessories, maybe decorate them for the different seasons. Okay, this is just now coming to me. I should make a little like witch hat or a little pumpkin for them. That'd be so cute. Anyways, random pink dolls. Then the last project that I am officially counting in my completed projects for this 3rd quarter is a scarf. And with this, I used Tunisian crochet and I felted it. I have had this yarn sitting for forever on my crafting cart. It is wool. And I've always wanted to try felting with wool. I gave it one try probably about a year ago. I had some, I got it at Joann, but it was Lion brand. It was like the fisherman's wool. Technically my dad got it because he needed it for some like fishing lure or something, but he only needed a few yards. So, you know, I gotta keep the rest of the skein. And it said that it was great for felting, but I guess they must have meant needle felting. Yeah, I tried felting it. I thought I was gonna do a whole video on it. That stuff would not felt at all. It wouldn't shrink, it wouldn't felt, yeah, I was very frustrated. So when I got this to felt, I was pretty ecstatic. This is the front side of the Tunisian crochet, and this is the back. And with the back, you can see that almost knit-like purl stitch look a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I do have some spots where it didn't felt fully or as well as it could have in specific sections, so there's a little bit of gaping, but this thing shrunk so much. The wool is now nice and soft because y'all, this was scratchy and itchy. And I just think it's really cool, and I feel very proud of myself for successfully felting a crochet project. So then the last items I'm going to share, I don't know if I should technically count these or not because they're completed, but they're not completed. And that is some pumpkin coasters. This one I sort of followed a tutorial, but I had to tweak it a lot because my yarn was thicker than the yarn they were using. And so it was getting really warpy if I followed the pattern exactly. So then taking inspiration from that first one, I started working on these. I think these turned out so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love the texture in them. Obviously missing stems and leaves and the tails need to be woven in, but you know. And then lastly, I wanted to play around with designing my own little pumpkin coaster because I would love to bring you a tutorial on this. I don't know if I love how this one turned out. If you want to give feedback in the comments of whether you would want to make this coaster or not, please let me know. And if enough of y'all like this one the way it is, then I can try to put together a tutorial. However, I'm not totally in love with it, so part of me wants to tweak it and come up with a better, different design. So if y'all have feedback on this one, I would greatly appreciate it. When I go through my count, I either have made 14 or 18 items. It depends on how you count the pumpkin coasters. I probably shouldn't count the pumpkin coasters because they're not officially done. So we'll stick with 14 as the number, which honestly is a lot more than I thought I would have gotten done this quarter. What I showed y'all is pretty much the only crocheting I have done the last 3 months, except for progress on a larger whip. I showed y'all the start of this blanket in my last quarterly update. And as you can see, I've made a lot of progress. I'm on my 4th skein now. I like the width of it, but I've realized I grossly underestimated how much yarn I have because I want to go like make this direction be the long direction of the blanket. And yeah, it's not nearly as long as I want it to be, and I only have 4 more skeins of this. So there will be yarn shopping at some point in my future so I can finish this project. So really, this is my only active whip. I have a number of projects that have gone into timeout. I'm looking at you, my bead crochet projects. A couple are things I'm designing and I'm just not loving the results I'm getting quite yet, so I've got more thinking to do on that. And another is for a friend, and I wanted to get it done in time for her birthday, but her birthday is very soon. I don't know if that's gonna happen, and right now it's in timeout because I made a mistake. So I undid back to my mistake and redid it, and then realized that no, there was a mistake before that first mistake I found. So I went back and redid that section, only to find that there was a 3rd mistake prior. So I have undone and fixed and redone this section like 2 times now. 2 times doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're stringing thousands of beads, it's a lot. And yeah, it's living in timeout right now. So Shannon, I am sorry if your birthday gift is not done in time. Yeah, that project needed to go into timeout. Now, as promised, here is the update on my resolutions. I have very mixed feelings on this. We'll start off with my goal to use up 30 skeins of yarn that I purchased before the start of 2025. Last quarter, I had made 0 progress on it. The quarter before, I had 6 skeins. I'm pleased to announce that I do have more skeins. We have gone from 6 labels all the way up to 10. Yeah, I'm so awesome. Okay, that means I'm a third of the way through that goal. And I only have a quarter of the year left. The 4 labels I got are 2 from the big Tunisian crochet blanket, and then these 2 labels from the wool that I felted. But progress is progress, and I'm gonna take the win and probably try to come to terms with the fact that I might not finish that goal this year. The next resolution was to complete 5 whips that I had started previous to the start of the year. Zero progress on that this past quarter. I'm still sitting at 3 out of 5, which honestly, it still feels doable. I feel like I can get stuff done. I also have this Christmas themed cardigan, and I think I will be pulling that whip out very soon and trying to get that done now that we're getting into the festive and holiday season. So I feel like there's still hope on that goal. I just, I would have liked to be a little further along at this point. And then lastly is my goal to get 5 new patterns listed on Etsy. And I did make progress on this one. This past quarter, I posted my pattern for the Bug Blitz racing game. That was a labor of love. I am so glad it's finally posted, finally done. I think it turned out so cute and was so much fun. So if you're interested in that, I'd love for you to check that out. And I always really do appreciate when y'all shop from my Etsy store because it does help support me and enable me to keep creating videos and designing new patterns. So it really means the world to me anytime one of y'all buy a pattern. I'm like, oh, someone's supporting me. They like my patterns. That means I have 2 more Etsy patterns to try to get up by the end of the year. I think that one's doable. I definitely, though, have my work cut out for me. I want to spend some time this week sitting down, really taking inventory of all my projects so that way I can actually make progress on these goals. But I want to do it in a way that I still enjoy crocheting and it doesn't become a chore. So it'll be fun to see what I end up doing for the last quarter of the year, and I'll let y'all know in the new year. In the meantime, of course, I'll be posting other content on my channel, so I hope y'all come back for that. And that's what I got. Happy crafting.